Hey, what's up you guys? I'm back with another video, and right now we're going to react to NBA players that force rule changes by rebound. Now, I expect to see guys like Will Chamberlain in here, and probably Charles Barkley and Shaq probably. I don't know. They're This is an interesting topic, so let's just get to the video.
One NBA player cheated his way into the All-Star game. Another smelled so disgusting that he cleared out an entire locker room. These are the NBA players that force rule changes. Nothing compares to how James Harden cheated his way to over 30 points per game. It all started when a young Harden was traded from the Thunder to the Rockets. The man was a bench player at the time, only averaging 9.9 points per game. But after that trade, he became an NBA superstar, averaging 25.9 points per game. That's a 16-point increase in just 3 seasons. This kind of improvement in that short of time is something hard to believe. So it brought a lot of skepticism to Harden. Was he cheating? Well, the NBA had some suspicions now, and they started keeping a close eye on him. And then he was caught doing the unthinkable. See, Harden's been notorious for getting to the free throw line, but during his first year in Houston, he nearly tripled his free throw attempts per game. Just to put things into perspective, people think someone like LeBron gets all the calls. But in 2012, Harden averaged 10 free throws per game, while LeBron only averaged 7. I mean, yeah, I guess that's still 7 more free throws than I got, but still, point stands. Harden got 42% more free throws than LeBron. And he would do this year after year. It turned out Harden was using an overpowered move that nobody could defend. When a defender would contest Harden, he'd lock arms with them to force a foul call. Like, just watch this.
Harden did a real good job of using the old vet move. Lock his arm.
That's honestly smart, though. That's smart.
Yeah.
That's a smart move,
Guess who gets the foul? Josh Hart, the rookie.
All right. I know you can't see my face right now, but Josh Hart.
Yo, but it's kind of disrespectful to say that James Harden cheated, though, because James Harden is one of the most pure scorers I've ever seen. James Harden is a really talented scorer, and yeah, he takes a lot of free throws, but he's smart though. He's smart with drawing fouls. He knows how to draw the foul. So basically, he still gets the ball into the hoop. So, I don't know if that's cheating though. Well, it is really frustrating to watch free throws and to watch a lot of free throws, but I can understand why some people call it cheating, but sometimes it's also really smart too. But even if you guys remove the free throws, it doesn't take anything away from Harden's talent on scoring the basketball. But I'm saying too much. Let's just get to the video.
That's how I feel, dog. But anyways, the league was forced to step in, and in 2017, the Harden rule was officially introduced, stating that you can no longer draw a foul by forcing the contact yourself. And if a player isn't already shooting before the call, it's just a common foul. Fast forward a few years, James Harden was recently traded from the Rockets to the Nets, and during all that controversy, Harden put on enough weight to become a big man. And speaking of controversial big men, Shaquille O'Neal is as big of a deal as they come, literally. And if the NBA hadn't changed the rule because of him, it would have lost them billions of dollars. Now, obviously, during Shaq's career, his ass was nearly impossible to defend. I mean, the man was 7 feet tall and 324 pounds. Imagine trying to guard that. I don't care who you are. My money's on Shaq, dog. But see, he did have one gigantic flaw. Shaq is one of the worst shooters in NBA history. I mean, this man only made 1 3-pointer in his entire career. 1.
Yeah, I remember watching this video.
That was it. The first and last time anyone ever saw Shaq hit a 3. So anytime you kept Shaq out of the paint, I mean, you win. But clearly, that's a lot harder than it sounds. Until the Mavericks developed something called the Hack-a-Shaq. And it looks exactly how it sounds.
And there, the Hack-a-Shaq. We saw this in both games 1 and 2 in San Antonio.
I dare someone to
Phoenix
run up
Suns
and
represent.
hug me an entire basketball game. We squaring up. MW2, Rust, 1v1. I'll hit you with the 720 insta swap. Oh! But see, teams were hugging Shaq as a strategy to win. They wanted to intentionally foul him, so he was forced to the free throw line. Imagine being so bad at shooting, teams are just giving you free throws. And if you know Shaq, well, he couldn't shoot a free throw to save his life. The man was a career 52% free throw shooter. Jesus. Those odds, Shaq would make one free throw max. This is why teams would do the Hack-a-Shaq so often. Because, worst case scenario, Shaq's team would score 1 point, and the other team would get the ball. If that was happening to me every single NBA game, I'd be pretty annoyed.
Yeah, that's true, bro. That's really annoying. Just imagine, like, you're just trying to play basketball and suddenly people just go foul you to shoot free. Like, bro, just play the game, bro. It's smart, but it's annoying.
Shaq was furious. So one day, he decided the rules need to change, and he barged into the commissioner's office and threatened to start swinging on people if they kept fouling him. And especially if they didn't drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, Shaq's gonna beat your ass! And I know you won't win that fight, so don't risk it.
Rebound is so smooth in this
Shaq stared
transitions.
David Stern down
At
and
transitions,
yelled, "Next time someone hack-a-shacks me,
rebound
I'll mind taking
is amazing
15,
at
20
it.
games out." Just imagine, you're on the phone, and a 300-pound man bursts through your glass door like the Kool-Aid Man, threatening you. Would you do what he says? Well, David Stern didn't, so the Hack-a-Shaq continued. And it caused some games to last over
David
3
Stern was
hours
brave
because
there,
of
bro.
all the free throws. It even got to the point
Stood
where
his ground.
fans were booing their own teams. I mean, imagine someone getting fouled and shooting 30-plus free
That would
throws
be so
in one
annoying.
game. But not only that, the worst free throws. So, enough was enough. The NBA finally added a rule to stop this. Kinda. It stated that any foul away from the ball gives the other team a free throw and possession. The catch was, this only applies during the last 2 minutes of a quarter. So, it can still happen to this day. But,
Yeah,
look,
it just happened
at least
recently with
Shaq
Ben
wasn't playing
Simmons.
dirty to cause rule changes.
Oh,
I can't say the
Pachulia.
same for Zaza Pachulia. Now, he's
Bro, I
not the
don't
most
like
well
Zaza.
aired, but he
Like,
set a record for causing the
in
most
person, I
rule
think
changes
Zaza
in a
would
single
be
season.
a
And it
kind of
started in
a cool dude. I
2017.
think in
into the
person
All-Star
Zaza's cool
game,
dude.
It usually comes
But
down
he's
to the
just
best
really dirty on
players
the court,
being
bro. I don't like
guaranteed a
that.
spot.
Nobody
But
does.
something weird happened with the votes. Out of nowhere, Zaza Pachulia started getting more votes than Kawhi
Oh.
Leonard, DeMarcus Cousins,
Wait, why was I
and
surprised?
Anthony Davis.
Yo, I remember this. I wasn't paying attention that much to the All-Star voting back in 2017, but I remembered my dad and his friends were like talking about it, and they were laughing that Zaza Pachulia might become a starter, and I was like, what? Like, the Russell Westbrook meme, like, what? Yo, this is funny, bro. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm talking too much again.
Hold up. Let's take a look at the stat differences for a second. Kawhi Leonard, 25 points per game. DeMarcus Cousins, 27 points per
Bro,
game.
prime
Anthony
Boogie, bro.
Davis, 28 points
Prime
per game.
DeMarcus Cousins
and
was
Zaza
different.
Pachulia had a small, pathetic,
It was just-
embarrassing
his talent was
6
just
points per
wasted.
game. Disgusting.
Sacramento just wasted
Mr.
his talent.
Pachulia, are you even playing? What's going on? 6 points? I could score 6 points. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that Zaza does not belong. So, the NBA knew something suspicious was going on. A bench player was literally going to be a starter in the All-Star game. What? Well, see, Zaza was born in Tbilisi, the largest city in Georgia with over 3.7 million people. No, not that Georgia. This Georgia. Come on. And because he was the only current NBA player from that city, the entire country rallied together to get Zaza in the All-Star game. An entire country. All of them. But even though he had supporters, he clearly didn't belong with the stars. So the league was forced to create the Zaza rule, which basically made the fan votes worth 50% less, putting the control back into the...
Yo, that's cool, bro. Like, imagine your whole country supporting you. That's an amazing feeling. Imagine being able to represent your country. That's amazing, bro. But Zaza, yeah, no.
His hands. So
No
now
hate
you
though.
can only
God
make
bless
the
you,
game
Zaza.
if you actually deserve
If
it,
ever you're
not just
watching this.
because you were a meme or popular in the country you're from. But this was just the first rule change Zaza had that year. Just a few months later, he nearly ended a career, and the NBA was forced to intervene. At the time, Zaza was on the Warriors,
like that,
and they
bro.
were on a roll in the NBA playoffs. They steamrolled through the first 2 rounds, sweeping the Blazers and Jazz 4-0. And when the Warriors reached the Western Conference Finals against the Spurs, there were predictions that Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs could pull off an upset. So coming into Game 1, all eyes were on this series. In the second quarter, Kawhi and the Spurs completely took over. Dunks, layups, threes, they were hitting everything, and the Warriors just couldn't keep up. Somehow KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond, and the King Zaza himself didn't look like enough. The Spurs went up by 25 points. This looked like it was going to be the Warriors' first loss in the playoffs. But with 8 minutes left in the third, and the Spurs up 76-55, this happened.
Leonard goes down again.
I personally believe that was intentional. 100%. Just look at the extra step. You don't do that.
Yeah, that's what they call all the time when you get your feet into the landing space of the shooter.
You don't do that. That's
hurt.
dirty. Bro, that's dirty, bro. Okay, I'm getting too angry about this. Yeah, but I just don't like dirty players, bro. Nobody does.
Bad. Zaza closed out to defend the shot, and this caused Kawhi to land right on Zaza's foot. And I think Zaza might have purposely done this to take Kawhi out of the game. Regardless,
Dirty,
it
bro,
ruined
dirty.
Kawhi's ankle. Everyone in the crowd, on the bench, and watching from home knew it. Kawhi was ruled out for the rest of the game, and this completely changed the rest of the series. The Spurs went from being up 25 to choking the game and losing 113 to 111. And since Kawhi was ruled out for the rest of the series, the Spurs were swept 4-0. Now, was what Zaza did to Kawhi a dirty play?
For me,
Well,
yes.
No one except for him knows if he did it on purpose.
For me,
But
yes,
either
though.
way, Greg Popovich was pissed.
A 2-step lead with your foot closeout is not appropriate. It's
Yeah,
dangerous.
that's true.
It's unsportsmanlike. It's just not what anybody does to anybody else. And this particular individual has a history with that kind of action.
See, I don't blame him for being so mad. Zaza's done things like this before. And because this incident became so controversial, the NBA immediately got involved, creating the Zaza rule. This rule change now prevents reckless closeouts toward a shooter. So if the move happens, referees can call it a flagrant or technical foul, which would get a player fined. But Zaza is not the only guy from the Warriors that's forced a rule change. His ex-teammate, Kevin Durant, has
KD?
also had a controversial past.
Wait, I
During
don't
his
know about
first
this.
couple of seasons with the
Oh,
Thunder,
the rip through.
he was
Okay, I know this. The
dominating.
rip through move.
But one sneaky move made him a target of the NBA. See, it instantly became known that KD was a walking cheat code. The dude is 6'10" with a 7'5" wingspan. Not only that, he was averaging 25 points per game as a 20-year-old.
Freak
This
of
dude
nature.
couldn't legally drink, and he was nearly the best offensive player in the world. I mean, you can't even build this man on 2K. He's too OP. So with OKC, it didn't take long for Durant to become the league's best scorer. He could get to the rim, hit mid-range shots, threes, and by his third season, he was averaging over 30 points per game. But it makes you wonder, how was he doing all this? Well, a move called the rip-through was to blame. A move that fans and players felt was unfair. Durant would purposely shoot the ball by swinging into a defender's arms to draw a foul. Come on, KD.
That's
what the
smart
f-
too,
was
though.
that? Before he started
Smart,
doing this
but-
move, Durant was already
I don't know.
unguardable. But now, the refs were practically handing
20
him free
of
throws.
22 free
And
throws?
the NBA couldn't do anything about it because it was indeed a foul. So they were forced to change it from a shooting
Yeah,
foul
that's true
to
though.
a
It
common
was a foul
foul.
though.
That
Even
way
though it
players
was-
can't manipulate themselves to the
Drawing
free throw
it.
line instantly in
Yeah,
a
but
game or quarter.
I don't know what I'm saying
Even
anymore.
though
I'm just
the
gonna
NBA
shut up.
changed
I'm
the
just gonna.
rules, KD still tries to cheat his way into free throws. Just look.
Oh, so when he was in OKC. He used to get this maybe 4 or 5 times.
But the funny thing is, I don't think there was a foul. Crazy, man. Even being teamed up with Kyrie and Harden just isn't enough.
Yeah.
Well, even though Kevin Durant is still causing these controversies, it's nothing compared to a player who smells so bad
Adam
his
Morrison.
own teammates forced him to shower. Now, you would think millionaire athletes would take their health and hygiene seriously, but some actually smell worse than a homeless man. Just listen to this.
Adam Morrison would not shower. There was a problem with him not showering. True or false?
True. That was back in the day, though.
Yeah, but how did this argument go between Gerald Wallace and Adam Morrison?
He told him to get his butt in the shower. He said, you're going to take a shower here. That's what he told him to. He said, he kept explaining, I take showers. I'm just going to go home, man. I want to go home and take my own shower in my own house. He said, man, I don't want to hear that. Man.
Okay. That's understandable. That's understandable, though. If you're not comfortable with taking showers in a locker room where there are a lot of people around, that's understandable. But that just makes you think that if they complain that much that you don't smell good and don't shower, really makes you think if you really do shower at home. Well, Jared Dudley did say it was back in the day, so I don't know if Adam Morrison is doing it now.
He took that shower, I'll tell you that. Ask Gerald Wallace.
Dude, what? Everybody was practicing, and everybody was sweaty. So imagine how bad this man smelt if his own teammates were forcing him to shower. Ridiculous, man. Adam Morrison's habits were a nightmare. The man would show up without showering, chew tobacco, and spit it everywhere. And it was rumored that he'd wear the same 3 polos for an entire season. Disgusting. Ugh. So because of players like him,
hygiene.
the NBA's hygiene rules have gotten more strict than ever. See, hygiene is something you think everyone cares about, especially in NBA locker rooms. But some players came into the league not knowing the rules. When Markieff Morris was with the Wizards, he had an experience that scarred him for life. He said, players not wanting to shower. That happens a lot. I had an incident when I was in Phoenix with a rookie who said, I don't use deodorant. I was like, whoa. What the f*** do you mean you don't use deodorant? You gotta respect
Who
other
doesn't
players.
use deodorant,
It's
bro?
uncomfortable guarding someone that stinks. That's why I had to explain to him, like, bro, you smell. So it's uncomfortable for us to be around you smelling like that. Yeah, I feel you, Mark.
Yo, guys. Okay, guys, you gotta remember that. Even if you look good and dress good, but you're not hygienic, no, bro. That's just disturbing and gross, bro. Honestly. Remember, guys, hygiene is important. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
I know a couple people that need your advice for real. Hopefully they're watching this video. But it was even rumored that Markieff took a trip to CVS and bought kits to pass out to smelly teammates. And you know who's on his team right now? Anthony Davis. Markieff brought deodorant, shampoo, baby powder, and he left it at certain players' lockers. Anthony, we're looking at you. There's no way a unibrow that thick is smelling good, okay? The NBA needs to make this dude shave that thing. I'm sorry, that was too far. But anyways, the only promise Markieff made to them to get them to follow the rules was the ladies are gonna like this. Hey. And it worked every time. I mean, you gotta be smelling good, or fans will start throwing drinks at you. And that's not the only thing they'll do. They'll flip you off. They'll try and blind you. Sometimes NBA fans went way too far. Oh, you want to hear more?
Alright, guys, that's the end of the video. And before I say peace, remember that hygiene is important. And that's all. Peace.